Hi folks, welcome to my channel, The Average Dermadoc. Let's begin the show.
Epidermal Junction. It is also known as basement membrane zone. It is a highly complex form of basement membrane, acting as an interface between epidermis and dermis. Interface means junction. It is acting as a junction between epidermis and dermis. That's why it is called epidermal junction. And it is divided into three zones. That's why it is also called zone, basement membrane zone. What are those three zones? First zone contains three parts: keratin intermediate filament, also known as tonofilament, hemidesmosomes within the basal keratinocyte. This keratin intermediate filament will come and attach to inner dense plaque of hemidesmosome, which contains plectin and BPAG1, which in turn goes and attaches to outer dense plaque, which contains endodomains of integrin and BPAG2. Why I am calling as endodomain? Because its ectodomain goes and enters the below structure lamina lucida. What are those transmembrane structures? BPAG2 and alpha 6 beta 4 integrin. BPAG2 is nothing but collagen 17. Another structure coming from below, you can see here anchoring filament known as laminin 332 from lamina densa. So total 3 double-edged arrow marks are entering into this blue box, nothing but lamina lucida. All these 3 structures are coming from somewhere else and entering here, contributing to lamina lucida. What are the components of lamina densa? Collagen 4 is the main component, that's why I have star marked. And then anchoring filament, it is contributing to lamina lucida also and lamina densa also. Next, stabilizing structures like nidogen, perlecan, fibrillin also. Last deepest zone, zone 3, sub-lamina densa. It is lying below lamina densa, that's why it is called sub-lamina densa, containing anchoring fibrils, nothing but collagen 7. 17 in zone 1, 7 in zone 3, in between 4. Anchoring fibrils anchors above lamina densa, below interstitial collagen of papillary dermis. Ultimately, we have reached dermis from where? Basal keratinocyte containing keratin intermediate filament and hemidesmosome complex. That's why all the components of basement membrane zone are forming a contiguous network of anchoring structures, ultimately fulfilling the aim of adhesing epidermis to dermis. Not only epidermis and dermis, epidermal appendages and dermis also. It will form a adhesive junction. Molecular components of basement membrane zone are attachment structures. We have already seen how it is attaching one after the other. See here, keratin intermediate filaments to inner dense plaque to outer dense plaque, two transmembrane structures towards lamina lucida, and then this alpha 6 beta 4 integrin going and binding to anchoring filament to collagen 4 lamina densa, and then sublamina densa anchoring fibril, which goes and binds ultimately to interstitial collagen of papillary dermis. You can clearly observe contiguous network extending from basal keratinocyte to upper papillary dermis. Finally, fulfill the aim of adhesion of basal keratinocytes to basement membrane zone. Coming to functions, it acts as a substrate for attachment of cells and fixes their polarity. You can see here, it is forming a substrate for attachment of basal keratinocyte. Actually, basal keratinocyte also contributes to basement membrane functionally. That's why we have included keratin intermediate filaments and hemidesmosomes in zone 1 itself. But anatomy wise, structurally, there are 3 layers. First layer lamina lucida, second densa, and then sublamina densa. separation, physical barrier between epithelium and underlying extracellular matrix. Here this is the matrix, interstitial collagen. It is forming a separation. Next, selective permeability barrier. It allows only selectively growth factors and signaling factors towards the epithelium. It acts as a strong adhesive property. We have already seen how strongly it is connecting one after the other, and regulates cellular functions. All the cellular functions of epithelium cell or endothelium cell, it is dependent on basement membrane only, like growth, division, differentiation, and ultimately death also. Coming to applied aspects, for easy remembrance, remember like this: there are total 3 defective diseases which are called blistering genodermatosis. Because of structural defect, they forms blisters. That structural defect is inherited genetically. That's why they are called blistering genodermatosis. Total 3. First one, epidermolysis bullosa simplex. S for simplex, S for superficial, most 3 components defects. What are those? One by one from top to bottom. Just remember, keratin 514 attaching to inner dense plaque which contains plectin and BPAG1. Simple, simplex, simple, superficial, 3 structures. Next, junctional epidermolysis bullosa. Second one, remember like 2, second alphabet or second numerical. What is second numerical? 2. BPAG2, laminin 332. What is second alphabet? B. B for beta 4 integrin. Finish, junctional epidermolysis bullosa. Next, deepmost structure. D for deep, D for dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa. What is the deepest structure? We have seen already clearly, collagen 7. Defect in collagen 7 leads to dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa. Simple. What if autoantibodies are formed against these components? It will lead to autoimmune bullous diseases. Because of autoantibodies, that's why it is called autoimmune. It will lead to blisters. That's why it is called autoimmune bullous diseases. Example, if autoantibodies are formed against BPAG2 mainly and also BPAG1. Name itself telling us BP, bullous pemphigoid, and also linear IgA disease, mucous membrane pemphigoid. If autoantibodies are formed against laminin 332, it will lead to epidermolysis bullosa acquisita, same linear IgA disease and mucous membrane pemphigoid. If collagen 7, what is 7? Deepest most structure, D for dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, that is structural defect. If we produce antibodies against them, it will lead to epidermolysis bullosa acquisita. For epidermolysis bullosa acquisita, add F for A. F. I got this question when I am writing my final theory exam, epidermolysis bullosa acquisita. Why I have asked you to add F? A for anchoring, F for fibril or filament. Either anchoring filament, laminin 332. Either anchoring fibril, collagen 7. If antibodies are formed against them, it will lead to epidermolysis bullosa acquisita and add F. Simple. Finish, applied aspects, functions, anatomy. Now remember this anatomy. Step by step we will label and study. If you label this diagram and revise, it will be very easy for you. What does zone 1 contains? Zone 1 contains 3 structures. What are those? Number 1, keratin intermediate filaments. Number 2, hemidesmosomes. Number 3, lamina lucida. This white part, lamina lucida. Next, zone 2, lamina densa. This orange part. Zone 3, sublamina densa. Finish. Revise from here. Zones. First 3 parts. Zone 1. Here we will revise components. Keratin 514 is the keratin in basal keratinocyte. This is nothing but the plasma membrane of basal keratinocyte. Next, What keratin intermediate filaments will do? It will anchor desmosomes to inner dense plaque of hemidesmosomes. This is inner dense plaque. This is outer dense plaque. Simple. In inner dense plaque, we have two components. Plectin. You can see here, this is plectin. And BPAG1. This is BPAG1. Finish. These three components, BPAG1, plectin, and keratin 514. These three are superficial most structures. What is the superficial most disease? S for superficial, S for epidermolysis bullosa simplex. Finish. Next, lamina lucida. Next, outer dense plaque, inner dense plaque finished. In outer dense plaque, we have two transmembrane structures entering lamina lucida. One is BPAG2. This is BPAG2. Another one is alpha 6 beta 4. I have drawn in the form of 6 for alpha 6, beta for beta 4. Next, laminin 332 also will enter lamina lucida from lamina densa. This 3 arrow marks represents laminin 332. Simple. Next three structures of lamina lucida came. All the structures in lamina lucida, if they become defective, leads to one disease, that is junctional epidermolysis bullosa junctionalis or junctional epidermolysis bullosa. What are the three structures you have seen here? 2 BPAG2, laminin 5, nothing but 332, 2 and 2. Second alphabet B, beta 4. All these will form junctional epidermolysis bullosa. Second defect 2 BPAG2, laminin 332. Second alphabet beta 4, alpha 6, beta 4 integrin, junctional epidermolysis bullosa. Simple. Next, lamina densa contains mainly collagen 4, and this laminin 332 also contributes here. Next, nidogens, perlecan, fibrillin, all these are stabilizing structures. No need to highlight them. Mainly from sublamina densa, you can see here curved collagenous protein, collagen 7. Collagen 17 is BPAG2, collagen 4 in lamina densa, 7 deepmost structure, D for deep, D for dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa, dystrophic epidermolysis bullosa. Simple. It is attaching this interstitial collagen of papillary dermis. That's it. Contiguous network from basal keratinocyte till papillary dermis. Finished. If you label by yourself and study, it will be very clear for you. Remember my channel name. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Hasta la vista. До свидания.